Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special video for you because my wife Jessi is here.
Hi.
And Jessi does, hello. And Jessi does an amazing job. She edits the videos. She helps to kind of co-produce the channel with me. And we have a lot of fun doing this. We have a lot of fun just making videos.
Yeah.
And so today we thought we would talk about a recent watch that we did of a movie called Glass Onion, which is on Netflix. And also give a little bit of a channel update too, to let you know what's coming in 2023, which we're very excited about. So
Yep.
I think the first thing we'll talk about is Glass Onion. And again, this will be a spoiler-free review and comments. We're not really going to give away any plot points or anything like that. But we will talk about the characters and how we felt about the movie overall. We should probably mention this movie, which is Knives Out, also directed by Rian Johnson, right? Rian Johnson. Who also did one of the Star Wars movies, right?
Yes, he did.
He did. And we really like this one. This was out on Netflix. So what did you think about this movie?
I really like that it's like a classic murder mystery. There's a family in a house and things happen, and I usually like to follow along, be able to like find clues and put things together, and I like that there was a balance of being able to play along but then also being really surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really enjoyed it. I think we end up, for whatever reason, we end up watching a lot of murder mysteries around the holidays. I don't know why that is, but that's why I did a little or a holiday collection video, and a lot of the murder mysteries are in there that we like to watch. And
Yeah.
so one of the things I liked about it is look at this cast. I mean, what an amazing cast up here. And this is definitely true for Glass Onion. So many people, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanfield, Catherine Langford, Jaden Martell, and Christopher Plummer, and Anna de Armas. I probably pronounced some of those wrong, but it's a great cast list.
Yeah.
And also, as it says down here too, I was thinking about this sticker, whether I wanted this sticker on here. I don't necessarily like when they put these stickers on the movies, but this had 3 Golden Globe nominations and 1 Academy Award nomination. And so we were really looking forward to Glass Onion, and
Yeah.
it came out on the 23rd of December. And I have to say just a little bit about our watching experience. We watched it, sometimes we do this with movies, right? We put on the movie, maybe we'll watch 30 minutes of it, and then we have to do something else.
Yeah.
And so this one we watched, I think we restarted it like 3 times, and then last night
Well,
we finished
we
it.
didn't restart it, but like we watched, I think maybe like 40 minutes because it's over 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So we watch about 40 minutes at a time.
Right.
And I think that was good because there's a lot of build up to the last third.
Right.
So I think that it helped that we took a break.
Yeah, I feel like also, and correct me here too, but I feel like we thought it was a little too long. Maybe they could have shaved about
Yeah.
40 minutes off the movie.
I mean, now that I know how it ends, I can understand why it is the length that it is, but I think that they could have maybe had a little more speed plotting than they did.
Yeah, I have to say, I really, just in thinking about it, this is a movie that kind of stuck with me a little bit. And I'm not going to tell you what the ending is, but I love the ending. I thought the ending was great, really amazingly done. Maybe we can get into talking about it. Again, Daniel Craig comes back as the detective.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about his name. What is his name again? Benoit Blanc,
yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. And of course, the director is the same as Knives Out. And, to me, it started with a lot of intrigue, a lot of surprises in this movie. And again, I'm not going to spoil anything for if you haven't seen it, but I loved all the twists and turns and surprises. I also really enjoyed the humor. I thought there was a lot of humor in the movie too. And Daniel Craig is just, I never think of him as James Bond in these movies either. And I think it could be because of the accent, but I feel like he's totally different character in this one. So what did you think overall about the movie?
Yeah, I like him as a detective. He's Daniel Craig, so he looks like James Bond because that's what he looks like when he's playing James Bond. But I do like how they dress him differently. And in this one, the film itself takes place in 2020, so the events of the world in 2020 are mentioned in the film. So I think it's nice because as a detective, he's been on break. He hasn't been able to work.
Right.
And so I do like the idea of he's not drawn into the case like as a case. He's not hired to do a job from the beginning. He's more like on vacation. So it's nice to see kind of what he does when he's not working versus what he does when he, like in the first one, he shows up to be the detective.
Yeah, so true. And I think, again, it just reminded me of one of my favorite themes in movies is when someone is taking a break and they come out of retirement to do
Yeah.
something, and I think that appeals to me as well, right? They find him and he gets involved in this case, which we're hoping there's going to be at least one more. I think we were reading online that maybe there'll be another one.
Yeah, it had said something about like when Netflix signed on for the second one, they also signed on for a third one. So I don't know anything about that, but I hope it continues.
I hope so too. And I thought I read one quote from Rian Johnson saying that it's not really a trilogy, but more like a series. So maybe there'll even be more of them after this.
Yeah.
I should mention too that we were doing some reading online today, and this movie was referenced, which is this movie from the 70s called The Last of Sheila. And it's the reason it was mentioned is because it was written by Stephen Sondheim and Anthony Perkins. And Stephen Sondheim, who I guess not recently, but he passed away within the last year, I believe, was in this movie and had a little bit of a cameo in the movie.
Yeah.
And it was his last film that he made. And you can see the shot on the front of this too. There is a boat involved in this in Glass Onion, and which looks a little similar. I was noticing even on the cover. And there's the back of that one. I'm going to be featuring this movie. I was planning to watch this movie anyway. This movie is from 1973, and I'm doing a series now on 70s films. So I'm going to watch this one, and I'll do a whole video on this one. But I thought it was interesting that this was mentioned. This is also it says a marvelous murder puzzle written by Broadway and Hollywood legends. And the other thing I just wanted to note quickly on here, and again, I'll talk about this in more detail, it was directed by Herbert Ross, who did Steel Magnolias and The Goodbye Girl, one of my favorite movies also from the 70s. So look forward to this one. Again, I'm going to be doing a series probably for a few months now on 70s films, and so this will be one of them. So I thought that was all interesting. I wanted to get your impression, too, about maybe some of the actors in the movie. I thought, again, stellar cast.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig, of course. Edward Norton, I thought was really good, really funny in the movie. Did you have a favorite character? Did you have, someone? I thought everybody did a great job in the movie, but
I thought they did a really great job. It's different because they're not related. They're all friends in this film. They're not the first one. They're all a big family, and so it was a little different because friends, friendships can come and go. So it was interesting to see their individual personalities and then how they all came together. And then what that meant for the mystery part.
Right.
But I think it's hard to have a favorite without spoiling anything, I guess, because when the story started, maybe I was more drawn to certain characters versus how the story progressed. I think other characters really came through that I wasn't expecting.
That's true. And I did a thing too, and sometimes we do this when we watch movies, but especially murder mysteries, but I was trying to predict who I thought did what. I was totally wrong in the whole thing. I had after we watched about half the movie, I said, I think it's this person. None of that came true. So
yeah,
it's a really hard movie to predict, right? So many twists and turns. And
I mean, I think from the beginning, you think that even like a certain person is going to be killed, that they're going to be the murderer that's being solved, and it doesn't go that way. So I think we had made some predictions after we had seen the first half an hour or so, and then in the second half an hour, we're like, oh, none of that is true anymore. Yeah,
and there's a character in the movie too who has a little notebook, and she's going through the process of deciding whether each of these people have motive and opportunity. I thought that was interesting too, because it seems like they all did. They all did. I mean, which is the whole idea behind these murder mysteries, is you really can't necessarily figure them out, which I totally appreciate. I like not being able to predict a movie, the end of the movie. So overall, I really liked it. There were a couple things. I love the action sequences. It did kind of feel like a James Bond movie at some points, which was good. The special effects were amazing. The island that they go to, I thought, was very unique and interesting, and lots of cool technology, which I always love in movies. Is there anything in particular that we want to say about it? Again, we really want to keep this discussion spoiler free, so you can watch the movie and let me know what you think in the or let us know what you think in the comments below. But overall, I liked it. I thought it was great. I would watch it again.
Yeah, I would recommend it. If you liked the first film, I think you'll like this one, but you don't have to see the first one to watch this, so feel free to just jump in, because you don't need to know anything. It's just about a detective who was in the first one and is in the second one.
Yeah, one other movie, again, I watch a lot of old movies, as you know, probably from watching the channel, but one other movie we saw on Netflix this year recently was a movie called Emily the Criminal, which we thought was really good too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we end up, watching something new and really liking it, and Aubrey Plaza was amazing in that. I won't get into the full review, but if you have Netflix, those are two now that I would recommend: Emily the Criminal and Glass Onion. Great. So we really enjoyed it, and I mean, I hope we'll watch it again. I feel like we will.
Yeah, I think another film we might want to recommend that we've seen recently is Bergman Island on Hulu, right?
Bergman Island, I thought was really good, and I believe it's going to get a Criterion release next year sometime. So that's one I was really excited about, and I'm always fascinated with Bergman and his films and his process, and so really kind of is a film sort of about that, about people that go to this island for a festival around his movies and around newer movies as well. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about is our plans for 2023. Again, lots of great things coming up on the channel. Watching a lot of films. I just looked at my Letterboxd year in review, and there's still another week left, and I think I watched close to 300 films, which I thought was a lot. I don't think there's been a year when I've watched more than that. So I'll be watching a lot of films next year as well. I watch a lot of movies during the cold winter too, because we really can't go outside as much, and so that'll be coming up. But I'm going to continue my series on the 70s movies, and so look for those types of videos. But we'll also be doing our annual collection videos, one of which is the complete Criterion collection. So I'll be showing you all of the titles in spine number order, as well as the Criterion hallway. And I'll be doing more haul videos. I think we'll be doing more discussion. We've talked about maybe bringing back the feature My Wife Picks a Criterion, which we had a good time doing. We were sort of doing that as a podcast, but I think we might do some actual videos. So let us know in the comments below if you have a movie that you would like us to see too, and give some comments on. That would be great. But I think it'll be a lot of interesting videos coming up. So, and again, if you have a suggestion for a video that you think would be fun on the channel, please let me know in the comments below. I know I still have my December Q&A video to do, and I know someone left me a comment about showing some of the books that I have. So I'll be showing that in the Q&A video. So look for more of those next year also. But I wanted to say happy holidays to everyone, and thanks so much to Jessi for all of her support on this channel, editing the videos, giving advice. We regularly talk about the channel and just advice on videos and topics and things like that. I made sure a topic, and we talk about it a little bit, and so I really do appreciate that. And thanks to all of you for watching this channel. The comments and questions mean so much to me. We really appreciate it. I try to answer as many comments as I can, but thank you so much for that. Anything else you want to say in closing before we end the video?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. If you like this video, click on like. Any suggestions for us, leave it in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and this is your first video, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and we'll talk to you soon.